something so very easy in your choice of styling cream. Now you're getting 2 of these, which if you were to go to chazdean.com, you'd be looking at a $48 value. You're getting the same duo for $41 because you're shopping here on Beauty IQ. This is a styling product that when you think about moisture, when you think about shine, when you think about body, when you think about hydration, if this were any other brand, Gina, do you not agree we'd be talking about 3 to 4 to 5 different products?
Oh, absolutely. And I love that you're getting a duo as well, because leave one in the shower, but then keep one on your vanity for when your hair's dry. So it's so great to me that, you know, you can use these on your wet hair and on your dry hair. So I want to go into detail about how to use them on your wet hair. So we were telling you how to cleanse, rinse, and repeat with WEN. That's really the principle. Cleanse, rinse, and repeat. Use a half a pump back in as a leave-in. Now this is all done on dripping, soaking wet hair. Then your next step is your styling cream, because that's going to be your anti-frizz and your heat protectant.
Oh, did you say anti-frizz?
Yeah.
It was so humid today. Did
Oh,
you
it
not
really
agree?
was. It was crazy humid.
I went back inside and found some of my WEN oils. I was like, I got to put them in here.
Yeah, and that's what's so great, and that's why, you know, when you see WEN girls, we don't really have frizz, because number one, we're not stripping our hair with the cleansing conditioner because it's only reinforcing hydration and moisture, and then we're also backing it up with our styling products. Because if you are a WEN girl, but you're not using the styling cream, you're burning your beautiful WEN hair. So that's why you're doing yourself a disservice not using this. So this is going to be your anti-frizz, your heat protectant. I use 2 pumps in my hair, soaking wet, as my second step. So I cleanse, rinse, and repeat, do 1 pump of that cleansing conditioner back in as a leave-in, and then I do my styling cream. And I want to show you the consistency, because it's a really nice gel consistency. I love how it feels, and it really penetrates so nicely into your wet hair. But then maybe you have a few flyaways. You can use this and it's going to work just like a gel, because it's going to be that light, weightless leave-in conditioner for moisture, a nice polishing gloss for shine, and a light gel for hold. So maybe you want to slick your hair back and do like a really cool, you know, motorcycle look or something. You can do this now, and this sort of will work like your gel, but you know that it's filled with great for you ingredients and no harsh chemicals.
And I just want to touch on the fact that, like, because it has this gel texture, you still put it on your skin and it wears like a serum that you would put onto your complexion, but yet even putting this on my hand, there's no tackiness.
No.
That is always what impresses me so much, because I think if you're making the transition from other hair products like gel, this will shock you. In that one bottle, we've now talked about anti-frizz, we've talking about getting that styling treatment that you would look for a gel, but then also, like, this is not drying. It always amazes me with the products out there like gel that while they give you style, they really dehydrate your hair strands.
They really do, and that's what I love about all of Chaz's styling products, is that they reinforce moisture. They're loaded with such good for you ingredients. So that's why now you can use a product like a gel, but that's not going to have alcohols and strip your hair and rob it of all the moisture. Because even styling products that are loaded with alcohols, they can get into your hair cuticle and rob it of its color. You know, it can be very damaging. So it's just so nice that, you know, you have styling products now that treat your hair and protect it. And especially the fact that it's a heat protectant. Ladies, listen, I know you're using heat out there on your hair. I know you're using curling iron or flat iron. But you know what, that's fine, but now you have the protection to do so. And you know, Chaz is a realist, he understands that. That's why he creates the product, that's why he creates the products that he does, because he wants to know that if you're using WEN, you're gonna get that great hair, but then you have a follow-up and a backup plan. Think of sunblock, how that protects your skin. You really wanna protect every hair strand that you have. And that's why use it in the shower, because you really want it to penetrate and get in. I always twist it in my hair, really get it in. Then whatever's left over, I rake it through. And that's done on my dripping, soaking wet hair. But then a few little flyaways, just tame them with this. So it's really easy to use.
So Gina, how much would you use? Stephanie's wondering on Facebook for like shoulder length hair. And then I know you mentioned you go from kind of like mid shaft and then, you know, kind of run it through the roots of your hair. So how much should you be using?
I would say if your hair's short, you want to do about a half a pump.
Okay.
If your hair's long or medium length, I would say about a full pump. For me, I do about a pump to a pump and a, or excuse me, I do about a half, 1 pump and a half. Sorry, I couldn't get that out.
No.
I was like 1 full pump and then a half of another one.
All
so,
right. No,
yeah.
I totally know what that's like because I mean, I always think about like to my vanity of styling products and I'm like, okay, 2 pumps here, 1 pump here, then you've got all kinds of serums. So I totally get that.
I feel like
walkthrough.
I like do it so much that I'm
Yeah.
like, wait, that's actually 1 pump and a half.
Yeah, it
But it's
becomes
like I'm so
second
used,
nature.
Yeah, I'm just so used to the routine in the shower. I shut the shower off. I do my half a pump of my cleansing conditioner back in. Then I do my 1 pump and a half of
Totally.
my styling cream. Then I use my mousse. Then I use my texture. I love the experience so much.
Totally.
And it does save me so much time. And it's just, and especially, you know, I've traveled to a lot of different countries for WEN, and this is a product too that they all go nuts for because everyone wants that protection and that reassurance.
Well, I want to remind you that you are getting 2. If you went to chazdean.com, these would be $24 each. You are bringing these home for $41. So I want to talk to Amy a little bit because Amy, you use this styling cream. And by the way,
do.
you said you were going out of the country.
Yes.
Where?
I'm going to Punta Cana tomorrow.
Yes, you are. Olay.
Without the kids. It's going to be great.
Yay.
I know, it's really exciting. It's mine and my husband's 10-year anniversary, so
Oh,
we're going to celebrate.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. But yeah, so the styling cream is a staple, absolute staple, I feel like, anytime I get out of the shower. Whenever my hair is soaking wet, after I apply my leave-in of the cleansing conditioner, I use 1 pump of this in my hair, and then I use 2 pumps of the glossing serum that Chaz makes, and I apply that the same way that Gina showed. So I scrunch it in, I twist it in really good to my ends, and then whatever's left on my hands, I'll rub together and I'll rake through. And then I follow that up with 8 pumps of the mousse, and then I blow dry my hair with a medium round brush and a blow dryer. But the other part that I love about the styling cream is that I can use it on dry hair if I get any flyaways. Now I don't get flyaways very often, I have to say, because I'm lucky enough to have this WEN hair. But if I do, or if it's staticky in the building, I'll take about just a pea-sized amount of, I don't even think you can see it, but a pea-sized amount of the styling cream. And then I'll rub my hands together and I'll apply that into any flyaways that I might have. So I'll just brush it down, and it doesn't make my hair greasy or oily.
Or heavy. It doesn't
Or
weigh it
heavy.
down either.
No,
That's
it
what I love
actually
about
adds
it.
a nice sheen and a shine. So I'll smooth down the flyaways at the top, and then I don't want to waste it. So I just add it into the rest of my hair to get that extra shine and that extra protection.
Looks gorgeous.
Thank you.
All right, so a set of 2 styling creams. You've got, of course, your sweet almond mint, your lavender, your pomegranate, your fig, your tea tree, and of course, your cucumber aloe. It is a $48 value that you are bringing home for $41. The item number is right there, A86337. And as we continue creating WEN dimensional hair, I want to show you this next idea called the texturizing spray. Now, this is a $40 value that you're bringing home for less than $30, but we're actually going to hear from one of our beauty IQ